Okay. I'll hear your case. I will hear your case, Phoenix Wright. And that is the character that we're going to be talking about today. So, Phoenix Wright from the Ace Attorney series. It is about time we give this guy time to shine. Give him his own moveset, spirits, and stage potential for Smash Bros. So, let's get to it, shall we? So, first, at first sight, when you look at Phoenix Wright, you might not think that he's the most fighter-like addition for Smash Bros., but I will mention that he has been a fighter before because he's appeared in the Marvel vs. Capcom series, which is a fighting type game. So he can fight if he really has to. But look, Phoenix Wright, he's not really a stranger to crossover fighting as well, right? If you want to put that on his list, like he's done it before. Again, Marvel vs. Capcom, obviously. But like Phoenix is kind of like he's like the perfect sort of goofy type, like a little off the wall, out of left field kind of character that kind of fits well enough in the Smash Bros. Universe, right? There's plenty to choose for him for a moveset. He's got plenty of his own personality for sure, and I think if the character is done correctly, it could fit pretty well in Smash Bros. So how about we get to showing off some of those potential moves for his moveset? Good old neutral special objection. Now, Phoenix Wright, this is like his trademark catchphrase, or one of them. I think this is probably the most recognizable one from him, but objection. So the attack would work like this. When inputting the neutral special, Phoenix Wright will yell objection. And the attack itself would simply be like this word bubble that pops out from his mouth. The word bubble itself is the attack. That's what's going to do damage. So the word bubble will be fairly decent sized. It's like a how do I put that? It's not really a projectile, but it kind of is. I don't know. It's not a melee weapon, but I mean, we get what a giant word bubble is. It pops out onto the screen, and then just any opponent that's near it when the attack happens, they get caught in the move and they get damage done to them because that's what it does. And I don't know, it'd be just it fits Phoenix perfectly, and you could have a lot of fun with the move in itself. But if you get into Smash Bros. And especially online, or just play offline with some friends, you could just have an objection off. Everyone just chooses Phoenix Wright, and could you imagine 8 Phoenix Wright for a minute, all yelling objection at the same time? Yeah, that wouldn't be annoying at all, would it? All right, let's move to side special, and I believe this one is called Presenting Evidence. I like this type of attack. I think it fits very well with him. So the attack goes so well with the off the wall sort of style that Phoenix Wright would bring for his moveset. So the move itself has Phoenix Wright actually throwing random items, and you could have items such as like a serve bot, a knife, a paper, his briefcase, whatever it might be. But the cool thing with this move, the way I envision it, is each of those different items, they will end up dealing different amounts of damage. So the serve bot, maybe that could be, the most damaging because it's kind of funny. Maybe the paper does the least amount of damage. So the way I compare this one, I think it'd be very funny, and it kind of works as well. Compare this to Mr. Game & Watch's side special, his judge attack, which, again, as we know, he's got the 1 through 9, 9 being the most powerful, so maybe Phoenix Wright has that type of attack, but this one, instead of an up-close, melee weapon type attack, this one's actually like a projectile, which could be a little broken, but, maybe depending on the item that gets thrown as well, you could end up having different trajectories for the item itself. So maybe a serve bot goes pretty far, paper might go, not far at all, because how are you going to throw like a very thin piece of paper without crumpling it up? That ain't going to go too far. So you get the idea, right? So yeah, presenting evidence, I think I have here for side special. Gotcha! Now moving on to up special. How's Phoenix Wright going to recover? This one actually took a little bit for me to kind of come up with. But I seen one idea from somewhere, question mark, I don't remember where I seen this from, but I seen it and it was a really, really good idea. So in the Ace Attorney games, there is a running joke about is it a ladder or is it a step ladder? So I figured, and this was not my idea. I cannot take credit for this one. I just thought it was really well thought, and this works perfectly. So the move itself, Phoenix Wright ends up using a step ladder or a ladder itself. Now the step ladder, I could imagine, being a little bit smaller, depending on, if like, let me put it like this. Maybe up special could be somewhat chargeable. And what I mean by that is if you just quickly input up special, Phoenix Wright will pretty much jump off this very small step ladder. And then the step ladder itself actually falls, below him. And in a way, think of Sonic in a spring, right? So the spring drops below. So something to that effect. But if you kind of press and hold it just a little bit, kind of charging it up per se, then you'll end up getting like a full length actual ladder, which allows Phoenix Wright to have more recovery distance, not horizontally, vertically. So I don't know, it could be a fun little idea, and it's kind of, getting a running joke in the series into his moveset somewhere. So I think it fits and works out pretty well. Down special. Now, in the Ace Attorney games, characters have these things called Cyclocks. Now, the attack is going to be simple. I don't have like any animation. I think it's just a screenshot here, but it's real simple. So Phoenix Wright ends up summoning this like Cyclocks or these chains, and the chains will end up kind of constricting an opponent, holding them in place, which allows for Phoenix then to follow up with something bigger. So it's kind of like a stun type of move. It just holds the opponent in place. So maybe the startup for the move could be, have a bit of startup lag because, well, if you're going to hold the opponent in place, there's got to be some sort of negative drawback. I mean, it can't be all positive, right? Like, oh, I can just use this move that has these chains that wrap up my opponent and keeps him in place. And it's not going to be super quick, and it's not going to hold him in place for 10 seconds, but, chains maybe come shooting out from the ground or something like that. Maybe from his hand for whatever reason, but the basic idea is Phoenix Wright uses these chains and they kind of just constrict the opponent. So pretty simple. Now on to forward air. I think this works as forward air. You could maybe do like a maybe forward tilt or maybe like a neutral air, but either way, forward air. Paper toss. Now, yeah, I know, throwing papers, right? Woohoo. Well, he does the move in Marvel versus Capcom, and I figured, I mean, he is a lawyer after all. He is a lawyer. He has a lot of paperwork to go through, I should say. So, throwing papers because he got angry. He's losing the case, or maybe he just, I don't know, he threw the case out, whatever it might be. But basically, the attack works as Phoenix Wright will throw a bunch of papers outwards, while mainly the attack itself will just deal damage with very little to maybe even zero knockback. So, I mean, it is just paper after all, but it fits the character and it'd be kind of funny to see. So, hey, why not? Now, for down air, we're going to go with a chew. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Either way, this attack is if I don't remember the actual Ace Attorney game this is referencing, but in one of the Ace Attorney games, Nick I think it's the beginning of the game, he has a cold and there's a little scene where he's like sneezing a lot. So that's where this actual move comes from. It's not an actual thing that he uses on people, except in the Marvel vs. Capcom game. So again, the sneeze, I think it works with the character in the wacky sort of sense. So I mean, if you're gonna go with the wacky sort of idea for moves, I mean, go all in, right? Don't just okay, maybe one or two. No, go all in with it. So yeah, the sneeze, and I think this works well as a down air because you could use this as a spike sort of attack, right? The attack, I imagine it works like I just said as a spike, so it gives Phoenix a little bit of off stage play, and plus, the actual, I guess, sneeze or something itself will be, it'll have a fairly lengthy type of hitbox, but it could be a fun idea to let Phoenix at least go off stage a little bit. That way, he's not constricted to just playing on stage the whole time. Now, moving on to the spirits, let's get on. well, yeah, of course, we're on to the spirits. We got, as you see, I have Dahlia Hawthorne as my legendary spirit, and the reason I chose her is because, well, she's one of the more reoccurring villains, the bad people in the games, So she's had a pretty big role in the games. So yeah, I just chose her for the legend spirit again. If you don't agree, that's fine. Let me know who you would choose as a legend spirit for Phoenix, right? But we got the other ones from the series, which arguably, well, not really arguably, but more than likely, these are what spirits he would come with. We got, Miles Edgeworth. We got Maya Fey. We got Apollo Justice, Gado. I think it's how you pronounce it, Gado or Goda, or I don't know. I've heard it pronounced like 4 different ways. So, but you got the Judge in there, and then Evidence Locker, because you don't always need all people, right? So, yeah, just kind of cool idea, Dahlia. Since she's kind of like a reoccurring villain, I figured maybe the type of spirit fight that you could have with her would be the character you have to, maybe she heals a bunch of damage, or maybe there's actually 2 of Dahlia that you end up having to fight. One, the regular version, and then there's like an evil spirit of her, but whatever. Not go too much into that. But no, that's kind of my spirits. That's, pretty simple stuff. Again, it's a simple spirit board. The idea is always, all right, the character is going to come with the most recognizable characters and stuff from their series. So, yeah, I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, and I hope that made sense. Now, moving on to the stage. I mean, this one's just obvious. It's going to be a courtroom. So you could have a little bit of fun with it. Could have like the judge in the background actually at his seat, maybe banging the gavel or something like that. Could have some witnesses in the stands, or whatever it might be. But it could be a fun little idea. It's got a really cool feel to the stage. Of course, the courtroom, again, Phoenix Wright being the lawyer. So a lot of it makes, well, just too much sense, because I think if anybody were to say, all right, Phoenix Wright, what type of stage is he going to come with? Absolutely, the courtroom just will probably be everyone's first idea. So could be a cool idea, but maybe you could even do like a giant courthouse, and then it's like rotating through different parts of the courthouse, I suppose, but not courtroom. I think makes the most sense here. But yeah, that is it for this one. Phoenix Wright, or Nick, I think his name is Nick. I'm pretty sure it is. But yep, here we go. That is going to pretty much wrap it up for this one. Phoenix Wright could definitely be a very wacky type character, and I think that's what makes characters so much fun. How different are they from, pretty much everybody else on the roster? And I think Phoenix Wright, if you're looking for that sort of off-the-wall type of character, that goofy, funny, wacky sort of play style, Phoenix Wright could definitely be a character that would be right for you. And, again, yell an objection, with your friends. Get 2, 3, 4, 7 friends, do an 8-player smash, and everyone, objection. Yeah, that would be annoying, but, I mean, come on. If Phoenix Wright got in the game, you'd probably at least try it once, right? I know I would, but that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, as always. And I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.